Right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we have a fun one. It's Azorius Aggro, and this was actually played to a top 8 finish in a recent Magic League. So it'll be fun to see how this plays out in Best of 1 on Arena, but it does play some fun new cards with some underplayed older cards. Starting at the top, one of those older cards is Novice Inspector, because why not? It makes us 2 permanents, and those are actually going to be pretty important in this deck. We do have Seam Rip, which is good for getting rid of some early threats. Warden of the Inner Sky. This is a card that sort of fell off, but it is still a quality 1 mana thing, and getting to scry and get a flyer, it's like, does a lot of work still. Into the Flood Maw, we've been seeing a lot of this card. Just keeps your board clear while you try to get work done. There is Spyglass Siren, again, making another permanent that we can use with the Warden of the Inner Sky. A Demi of the Silk Shoots. I expect you're going to see more and more of this card as time goes on. It's just really good at being a catch-all protective spell when your opponent's playing like a Day of Judgment or something. Get Lost and Sheltered by Ghosts, helping with some of our removal. A couple of copies of Detect Intrusion, which I don't really mind. This is something that's just really fun to, return maybe an Inspector or a Spyglass Siren, and then take advantage of it, replay it, get more stuff. Then you have Flood Pit's Drowner, just slows the opponent down and can get rid of some things. A couple of copies of No More Lies, so we have some actual counter spells in the deck. Of course, Cosmic Grand Zenith, because we have all these cheap things, so getting to use this will go off all the time. We have 1 copy of Elia, Guided by Light, which takes advantage of both creatures and artifacts. Remember that, because we do have multiple things that make artifact tokens. And then 3 copies of Quantum Riddler. So yeah, this deck's doing a lot of things, but the goal, just beat your opponent down with little creatures, back them up with blue spells. And if this deck works and you want to buy it, well, you can always do that over at Tales of Adventure. It's TOAMagic.com, but you can do it for 5% less if you use my code DRAGON. It's DRAGN to save yourself some money over there. But alright, let's go play some games and see if this can hold up on the Best of 1 Mythic ladder. I assume we're supposed to keep this. I mean, you have 2 mana, you can play a large chunk of the stuff in the deck. I think, though, that starts on white. I'm going to go ahead and make this blue and play this duder. Mostly because there's a reality they're likely to play something on the ground, and if we want to attack, we want a Spyglass Siren out. I think we're going to have to be pretty patient with our Shelter by Ghost. So let's go ahead and attack. See how the opponent feels about it. They let that ride. Let's go ahead and play this. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to turn this into a 2-3. See what kind of removal they're playing. Because while it would normally make sense to put this... Oh, I actually do kind of like this in this matchup. I'll leave that up there. Well, it does make sense to try to put it on the Spyglass Siren before we attack. I'd rather keep the Spyglass Siren as a creature, so if I could have enticed them to use removal on the Inspector, that would have been cool. Plus, they generally have, like, 2 power haste creatures. Well, they had a Screaming Nemesis. Alright. Fair enough. Let's just do this and do this. Just to buy some time. Now, they'll probably spend their turn just getting rid of our Inspector here, and if so, that's okay. Assuming they have, like, land plus Lightning Strike. Any 2 damage one obviously won't do it. Wow, that's it? I mean, don't get me wrong. If we got to untap with this, they weren't ever going to be able to kill this, realistically. But, alright. I guess the aggro deck was planning on having the Screaming Nemesis. Couldn't get rid of our guy. That was it. Sure, let's keep this. We'll eventually have to find a way to get these on the battlefield, but for now, this is at least serviceable. Okay, they didn't do anything. I'm going to use this. Interesting that Arena wanted to use our blue land. Yeah, I guess I'll keep that. Why not? Don't know really what I'm going to do with it, but it's there in case we want it. What is this guy? It's flying as long as it's modified. Wow, okay. That's a thing that happened. Huh. Well, I guess we just get rid of it then, huh? Put this on blue. I mean, I can't imagine doing anything else here. I'm going to assume this is some type of equipment deck. Yep, and there's the red mana. No, there's an Emberheart Challenger. Okay. So that happened. Sure. Opponent's getting in for 4 here. Alright. Do we just lock down? Yeah, I guess we attack for 2 and pass. Because we can potentially tap a thing down and bounce a thing, and I think that's fine. You know what? Let's try to bounce this. So all those just go to waste. Okay, they're going to play that guy, which we don't mind. Like, not our favorite, obviously, but we'll get over it. Go ahead and attack. End the turn. This has flying as long as it's modified. Okay. Sure, you have an Emberheart Challenger. Think they're going to get greedy on the aerial list here. Which, to be fair, if I were them, I'd probably target that too. Oh, they're taking damage here. Oh, are they plotting a way to kill us? In one shot? Yep. Alright. So at least have that on lockdown for a second. Okay. Let's attack. Opponent's at 6. We can do this. End the turn. Sure, you have a spellbook vendor. Opponent's at 6. We can't quite punch through enough yet. We need a little bit of extra help here. Lock that guy down. Before it even gets to attack. Okay, so they have a 3/3 blocker. Oh, well, that's a thing. I guess we do that then. Just get rid of the blocker in the way. And try to attack. Okay, cool. That was like very systematic. That one felt good. Yeah, let's keep it. We actually drew the Warden of the Inner Sky here. Card we don't get to play with too often. So that's very cool. Hey, Pride Mate. I see you. Let's... Oh, boy. How do I want to approach this? I guess we just pass. Yeah, see, this feels like the opponent getting a little greedy here. So I'm just going to let them attack. Flash in a Drowner and just try to block. I mean, if they have a thing that keeps their creature alive, like, so be it. What am I going to do about it? Alright, get our dude back. So that pretty much worked how we wanted. That's cool. We keep an End of the Flood Maw up, and we'll just attack here. This is kind of the game sometimes you have to play in the early goings against life gain decks. Is like you're in this weird pacing game, basically. Here comes another shelter, and we have a bounce spell to make that not matter. Alright, well, we've weathered 2 shelters. That's the good news here. Let's see what we find with this. Another Riddler. Great. Go attacking. In the turn. Gonna leave up our Floodmaw and the Ademi, I think. I guess I could have tapped this guy, huh? I should have done that. Oh, I have to tap 3, though. Never mind. Alright, we will flash this duder in. Because that seems like the right thing to do. I will... I kind of want a card, but I also want more cards. So let's do this first. And then go attacking. Alright, in the turn. No more witnesses. Yeah, might as well just sack this. I've been telling y'all, we've been seeing all these aggro decks playing these extra sweepers and stuff. It's a weird time, man. I don't know where that became a thing, but it's definitely a thing we've been seeing. Wow. Don't need that. Alright, we're just going to attack here. And then I'm just going to play this on blue. Leave it be. Alright. See, the worst part about all this is getting all these lands in hand, unfortunately, means we can't have an empty hand when we try to play Riddler, which sucks. Well, now you're less likely to sweep the board. Oh, that's also not a bad card to have here either. Dang. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, that math works out for me. Let's play a Plains, so it's harder to mess this up. Go ahead and warp. Get a card, make 2 duders. I will tap some duders. That can definitely go away. And, yeah. We'll just let that be it for now. Actually, yeah, I might as well attack. Hell with it. Alright. Now it's like, even if they sweep the board, we have Riddlers and stuff, so, yeah, whatever. A Johnny. Alright. Where are you going to put your counters? On the Healer Hawk?
We want peace. We must fight for it.
This is amusing if I kill the Healer's Hawk here. Because then they don't have a way to gain life. So yeah, I'm into it. Like, they've already spent their load for the turn, so... We can attack a Johnny. What's his minus? Give something flying a double strike. Yeah, that's fine. So we can play a land. We can play this. And then, yep, that's going to do it. Yeah, the big thing there is opponent's down to a card, so we just play Riddler. Go ahead and just still have 2 mana up so we can draw a card, but it just pumps everything, and then we just attack the opponent. And then they're forced to block at that point, because you're looking at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even if they were to sweep the board, then we just play another Riddler and start attacking with our anchorage, and that's probably it. Okay, this is... It's a hand we can keep. And it's very defensive. We have removal and bounce spells here. We may end up just having to sack this clue to dig, but we'll see. Authority of the Consoles. What if I just want to get rid of your authority of the consoles? Because I don't feel like necessarily dealing with that. As much as I want to draw a card. Alright. I don't even know if this is a for real just life gain deck. Oh, it's angels. Well, that's cute. I mean, okay, sure. Go attacking. Put this on blue, I guess. Mostly leaving it untapped so we can draw a card here. We can go double defensive card next turn. Well, defensive cards that we're turning into offensive cards. Alright, they have something they're not playing there. I don't know what it is. Alright, didn't need a land here. That's not great. That's even worse. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll do what we can. They probably try to protect their creature here. That's the only thing I can guess that it is. Some type of protective spell. Yeah, we're probably going to end up just bouncing Giada then. Yep, that's what I thought. Alright, not a good time for us. We have not drawn many. I think actually just the Inspector is the only non-land spell we may have drawn this game. Yep, Giada's back. Wow, okay, we got to find something else. Wow, that's no good. Oh, we're in trouble now, team. Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble. Not a lot we can do with this. I mean, just didn't get the opportunity to play the cards we wanted. Here comes a big angel. Yep, I assumed that was the case. Oh, that's just too little too late. Oh, so let's see. Minimum, they play that angel, and it's going to be a 5 toughness. And we're not even going to be able to counter it. Yeah. All right, GG's. We just drew too many lands. Sure. Why not? Don't generally love playing Warden first, just out there, but you know, sometimes you just gotta commit. Alright, in the turn. Okay, well, if they're in no hurry, we're in no hurry. I mean, at some point I may just run a Drowner out there just because, but... Put it on blue, I guess. Let's go attacking. I'll let you counter a thing. Oh, they don't even have a counter? What then? What's your hand? What did you keep? Genuinely, like, you don't have any interaction. You don't have anything to play. Like, what hand do you keep there? Oh, I guess you needed red mana? That's wild. I mean... I guess this is what we do here. I mean, if we know they don't have counters, we just play the Riddler, I guess. Bria. Whoa. Other odds you control have prowess. When you cast a non-creature spell, target creature control can't be blocked this turn. Alright, I mean, we drew a lot of land here. I guess this is what we're doing. Okay, Spyglass Siren, I see you. Attack for 4. And the turn. I mean, we're likely tapping down Bria than trying to counter something. If I were guessing. Bria and Natali's favor. Sure, that seems reasonable. A little quirky, a little wild, but I'm here for it. Rabid Gnaw. And it deals damage equal to its power. Sure. I mean, I guess it does its thing. Actually. Target control gets +1 position. I mean, I guess we could get rid of Bria here, right? So let's do this. Oh, but I have to tap this to do that. Never mind. Alright. Well, it's dead. Okay. Do we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Play another one? I mean, whoa, not now. Let's attack first. There we go. And then now let's get rid of Bria. And play... probably just this. Try to put a counter on it. I mean, we can't have too many lands left, right? Sure, that'll have to do. I feel like the opponent's whole plan was leaning on Bria. Oh, definitely not you. Wow, that's dirty pool. You're going to play a Vivi in that deck? I mean, good call, honestly. It's a card worth playing in there. Play this tap. Well, we'll do this and draw first. We'll take a point, but whatever. We're far enough ahead to not have to care. Yep, play that tapped. We'll tap this and this. And this. Oh, another Siren. Okay, that's probably fine. And I'll attack. If they want to trade, we're okay with that. Alright. Do we die here? Quite possibly. If you're playing VVs and stuff, anything's possible. This deck's, I mean, credit to the opponent. That deck goes for it, man. This is crazy. VVs and Brias and making your opponent draw. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sure. This is a weird one. I don't feel too confident about it because we actually kind of have some defensive cards that we want to have for later, but this is fine. We can flash in a Demi. No real value other than just attacking with a 3-power creature, but, you know, do what you got to do. Pass the turn. Interesting. All right, I'll go for it. Sure. Let's go ahead. So I could Halaya for 1, Riddler for 2. That's not even worth it. Let's just do this. Make them play a removal to get rid of our Halaya. Also, keep in mind we already have access to a creature land, which is kind of important here. They were very patient here. Let's attack. See what you got. Okay. Are we just to assume they have another counter? Alright, I'll try to warp, I guess. Gonna play another No More Lies? Nope. We get a life and a card. Wow, that's not great. Okay. Turn ins. Where are all our little guys at? You would like to get lost my Quantum Riddler. I'm kind of okay with that in a weird way. Because exactly that. Like, it gets us a chance to get some more life. We don't get cards because we're after the start of the end of turn step. You're digging for stuff. I would like to stop you from doing so. Yep, that's what I thought was the case. I'm gonna put this on white. Sweet. Love to see it. Alright, opponent goes to 11. Yep, they're in dig mode, and that's it. Yeah, normally I would say not to counter a Consult the Star chart. You almost want to counter whatever they find. But under the circumstances, they were playing it main deck or main phase, so I was pretty sure that they were looking for mana or something. And since we knew we already had a creature land, they're kind of forced into a situation where now they either have to get something to deal with Talia while they're still taking damage from this, and we now know that we have a Detect Intrusion on top, so we were going to be pretty safe there. Sadly, our Get Lost were going to be dead, but turns out we didn't have to worry about it. Let's keep it. Let's go ahead and play this on blue. So black, white. All right. Probably want to get to a point where no more lies matters, basically. Oh, and you're doing life gainy things. This will be fun. Into the Flood Maw will probably have some value here, so that's cool. Yeah. Let's do this. Well, that wasn't so cool. Alright. Don't feel like they're going to waste their turn to deal with that. I think they're going to play something here that takes advantage of gaining life. No, not quite, actually. Well, that's kind of interesting. I guess we play this. And then just tap this, this, and this. Starting town, we do not need. And we'll attack. And then this leaves us some options open here, depending on what they do. Split up. No thank you. I appreciate the creativity, though. Okay, well, now we know split ups are a thing. And this has to have 4 counters on it. 3 or more counters. Okay. Well, I can't really meet that brief at the moment, so that's disappointing. Let's just attack. Though there is kind of a funny thing. If I go ahead and scry, if they were to play another split up, I could just play Drowner and tap their Duder. I think I'm willing to do that, because our hand's pretty poor, and I'd rather just have the better value on top. Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave that. At least that does something. Also, be aware, you can sack a tapped clue. Oh, Marauding Blight Priest. Sure. Let's... Yeah, that just happens. Like, I'm not even gonna mess with it. That happens. Sure. Yeah, you got me. Alright, let's tap the flyer. Gonna protect it? Of course. Oh, you're gonna sack and draw cards. Even better, actually. And let's just bounce this thing out of the way. Oh, I thought we were doing their instep. Okay, well, fortunately that didn't backfire on us there. Let's play this. we will tap this, this, this. Counters a triggered ability, which is somewhat relevant in this deck, or against this deck. But yeah, let's go ahead and attack. Alright. Seems good. Elias, sure. Yep, you got it. Okay, we're going to activate this duder. Then tap, tap, tap. Don't need that. So that's 5 in the air, 7 in the air, 2 on the ground. Yeah, let's just get in there with everybody. You can block a little if you want. Alright, opponent goes to 4. I think I will go ahead and tap the 3 things. So now we can just counter an instant or a sorcery. Actually, you know what? I don't want to. We might get... is a world that we get low enough where that 3 damage from the attack does matter here, actually. And they're at 4, so we might as well just be chill. Our opponent loses life, you gain life. Cool. We will counter that, because that's the only way they're gaining life, right? Counter target triggered ability. So they thought they were going to get us. But now they have no way to make us lose life. And they should die on this turn, right? Block, block, take 2, 3, 4. Yep. And we have some ways to try to make the flyers bigger. That is successful. Yep. Alright, cool. I will say I'm guilty of playing... I have a deck I've been testing that's in this space, but I have to admit, I realize I'm not a big fan of the way they've made black just like lose half your life, lose life, gain life. Like just all these weird combos that just make it to where you're trying to not play Magic. So, But we weathered the storm, and we actually got to use Detect Intrusion in a way I didn't think we were going to use it here. So that's actually pretty sweet, too. But yeah, let's talk about this deck, because I think there are some issues here. Oh, this is weird. So we're going to be more of the defensive side here? Sure. We really are an aggro deck, but we drew the defensive part here. I'm playing this turn 1 just so we can enter the Flood Maw if we feel we need to. For that, I'm not going to worry about it. That's fine. Go ahead and play this, and we'll just pass. No clue what we're up against, but we'll see, I'm sure. Alright, yeah, Hired Claw. And another Hired Claw. Well, that's something. Alright, bounce that guy. We'll play this dude. He enters tap, but it's all good. Pass the turn. Come on, let me stop a big screaming nemesis. You could not be so kind, could you? Another authority? Sure. Feel free. Alright, now let's find real bodies. That qualifies, I guess. Kind of sucks for holding the defensive spells, but, you know, is what it is. think this draw was just clunky enough that the opponent has a billion outs they could draw here and be very effective. Yeah, sure. All right, we need like a seam rip here, or the game's probably going to be over. Yep. Yeah, the life total on their side I'm not worried about. I'm more worried about our life total going down. That, I mean, we can dig. We could also find our shelter, I guess, which would be something. That kinda does something. Alright, end the turn. I kind of need them to just draw a land here, but it looks like they didn't. So that's bad. Okay, they did. Fantastic. So they attack. We'll ultimately just get rid of this. I mean, our No More Lies are basically no good now, because they're just full of cheap spells. Alright, we'll block. Take the minimum. Yeah, I mean, we gotta take one. I mean, we die to anything that's not a land or close to it here. Need it to be a land. Nope. Yeah, that's bad for us too. Okay, it was a land. So we're going to take a minimum of 3, 4. Yeah, that's actually still kills us, right? Yeah, because no matter what, we're still taking 4. Yeah, we drew real badly there. Yeah, y'all, I don't know about this one. For a few reasons, right? I think the one Halaya, while nice, is kind of just random. I would rather play at least 2. So maybe you could take advantage of it on turns where you have the Cosmogran Zenith, right? Where maybe you can play a spell, play Halaya, make the tokens, you know, whatever. That whole thing, right? Gain some life, like, I don't know. But then there's also the issue of having so many of the counters that, one, the issue is you can't really trigger the Cosmogran Zenith unless you want to cast one of your own things and counter it, which is not generally efficient. Or you end up in a situation late in the game where it doesn't do as much because your opponent can just pay the extra 3, right? So I would rather lean on having Detect Intrusions, just a full set of 4 instead of the No More Lies. And then that way I could at least bounce, say, like a Spyglass Siren or an Inspector and get some more value out of it, right? And it's only 1 mana, so I can still do multiple things, which is nice. That's probably where I would go to start with. I mean, that leaves an extra space, so maybe if you want to play one more Warden, maybe, like we said, you want to play the extra Halaya, I think that would be good. I think in general, though, the deck also could be playing Pixie, so you could take advantage of the Cosmogran Zenith, replay like a Seam Rip if something better comes along. I think there's just a lot of things this could do in Best of 1 if it was just more streamlined and direct. I think this is a deck that plays better in Best of 3, honestly, because even in Best of 1, we were literally right at like 50-50, maybe even 1 loss below it. So I don't know if I would play this in Best of 1. I think you also get caught where you have to keep very weird draws, right? I think in a Best of 3 meta, this is probably better. But in a Best of 1, I think it's a matter of, okay, do I keep the hands that have like Seam Rips and whatever, but then, you know, you run into, I don't know, synthesizer decks where everything's 3 and then your Seam Rip doesn't do anything, right? So I don't know. It's a playable deck. It does some interesting stuff. I wouldn't, and I tried a lot of hands. I tried keeping bad hands purposely. So some of those didn't even make the video because they were just non-games. Because I was trying to see what type of hands you could keep and get away with. And it feels like you have to mulligan to where you have the 1 or 2 mana things in hand early to make sure you can draw an extra card, try to get those extra land, whatever the case is. So yeah, neat deck, interesting. I don't think it was good. If I'm going to recommend something for best of 1, pick one of the other, I don't know, 6 decks we played in the last week. I think they're all going to play better than this one. But that's just my opinion. Link will be in the description. You can go check it out over at Moxfield. You know the drill. But if you want to help us out, because I really do need your help, just watch the next video that YouTube recommends, because you're going to like it, and it's free, and it really helps us out. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.